It's a tranquil day at the beach. Kids playing in the sand, people swimming, sunning themselves, or taking an afternoon stroll. The boardwalk is a great place to relax and enjoy a book. Unless you're this woman.
Oh my God, you're so fat! How could you sit here and eat like that?
What would you do if you saw these girls harassing a complete stranger simply because of her weight?
When you look in the mirror, do you see fat?
How do you get that fat?
The words sting, and those struggling with obesity say they've heard them all before. Scenes like this one from the TV show Friends are painfully familiar.
It's not that. I just don't want to be stuck here all night with your fat sister. Hey.
Back at the boardwalk, the taunting goes on, but no one knows that both the victim and the nasty girls are actresses hired for our primetime experiment. Will anyone intervene?
Fat, blah, blah, blah.
She's getting upset.
Are you getting upset now?
These people hear every word, but for whatever reason, they keep on walking.
Just please go away and leave me alone.
Have you ever tried lipo?
This woman and her son take in the ugly scene, but they don't stop either.
You didn't want to get involved.
You know, sometimes you have to just be like GGI, don't get involved.
They clearly saw that something was wrong, but they didn't act on it.
Colgate University psychology professor Carrie Keating says we often assume that overweight people have only themselves to blame.
They're perceived as not very smart, out of control. They're perceived as lazy, unhealthy. And the truth of the matter is it's very difficult to control weight. Anybody who's ever tried knows that.
How do you fit in bed?
We begin to wonder whether anyone will stop when suddenly this woman approaches.
Look at this. Leave her alone. Oh, God.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Why are you picking on her?
Oh, God.
I know
You think that that's okay, that she's overweight?
Everybody's different. It's really sad.
Everybody's different, that's your excuse.
You probably really upset her now.
Sally Cassidy, visiting from England, is also upset.
As a mother, you felt some instinct, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
No, nobody did. It really upset me because everyone was just ignoring her.
What made you stop?
Oh, because I felt really sorry for her because she was by herself.
The intensity of our experiment seems to have caught everyone off guard.
You were shaken up by this.
I could feel how sensitive she was, and I don't know, it got to me, I guess.
It's getting harder and harder to go on with no one stopping us because the things that were coming out of our mouths were such hurtful things that none of the three of us would ever say normally.
We instructed the actresses to be hurtful, but the language comes from a place that seems to be inside all of us.
Were you born that fat?
Wasn't it interesting that the actresses who were harassing this woman came up with such powerful language?
If I was as fat as you, I would not be wearing those shorts right now. I would get like a muumuu or a tank.
Yeah, they come up with all kinds of lines.
Yeah, they did, and you know, they didn't need a script to do it.
Look at the porker.
More people pass by. Some clearly see what's going on, yet no one stops. But then comes this guardian angel in a green t-shirt.
I just think that you're treating her really disrespectfully, and if it's not someone that you know, you should just sort of get on with your lives and mind your own business.
Well, I think maybe you should mind your own business and get on with your life and leave us alone.
The actresses talk back to her like spoiled school kids, but this thoughtful young woman is undeterred.
I just felt that I needed to say something because I think that as human beings we need to be a little bit more respectful to one another.
She touches her heart. She brings her hand to her heart. She feels badly. Look at that.
And it's really just disgraceful to me to see people act this way towards someone else.
Do you think that that's healthy?
I think that she can make her own decisions, okay? So I think that it's absolutely inhumane the way that you're treating other people that you don't know.
Elizabeth Roth's heartfelt intervention springs from more than just a desire to do the right thing. It turns out she's a psychology major studying nutrition and eating disorders.
I guess given my experience and my education, and this is something that I really care about and want to, you know, affect change one day, and it's starting right now.
She sees the woman on the bench not as a fat person, but as a person.
Of the more than 60 people who walk by and clearly hear the insults, only a handful stop to intervene.
Keep going. You know, this is, what are you doing? You know what, my job.
Why don't you mind your own business?
No, my business is my kids and the lessons that they learn. Look at this woman. Hey, fatty. Look at the size of her thighs. Excuse me, whale.
Even when we replace our female actors with 3 young men, the abuse just as relentless, most people walk by.
You need to stop eating, maybe for about a year. God, would you like to go back in the ocean, Shamu?
Then, a mother and daughter who just cannot contain their anger.
Are you guys impressed by yourself? Like obnoxious? You're being rude?
Even with our male actors, it's still mostly women who intervene.
Why do you think you look like that? It's from eating stuff like this.
I know you're not seriously harassing this woman. You gotta be kidding me. You are harassing this woman.
We have a right to be here as much as you.
Disgustingly.
This woman is disgusting.
She was very bold. She stood among that group of young men, made a phone call right there in front of them. That's how angry she was. She lost sight of her own vulnerability.
Don't
As she challenges the boys, keep your eye on the man who's walked up.
Oh boy, he comes up. He's really angry, and he's giving every nonverbal signal that these boys are in trouble and he's going to strike one of them. All that gesturing that he does hopefully would drive the young men away.
Shut up! Watch it. Shut up!
What would you have done? Have we not stopped?
Those 3 guys were about to get leveled.
get yourself in trouble.
Is this a worthwhile experiment?
I think it starts a conversation about how we feel about overweight people.
No, they didn't touch you, but
Nope, they
the
never
words
did.
were painful?
Absolutely. You know, fatty's not a great word, particularly if you struggle with your weight your whole life.
The actress sitting on the bench must have had a very long day. Words hurt, and they have a lasting impact on how people feel about themselves.
Actress Cynthia Tops.
It's been emotional for me. I'm sure I'll be wrecked tonight, but it started off as acting sometimes, and then sometimes it just escalated into tears.
Tears made sweeter at the end of a long day by the soothing words of a complete stranger.
Don't let him beat up on you. Beautiful. She said I was beautiful.